And we're back.
I'll tell you what, there was like 4 times during that intro
Right.
that I thought you were gonna say these nuts. Like
Yeah.
the way you set it up, it sounded like I was like, he's gonna say these nuts, and when he didn't, I was like,
Disappointed.
I was very disappointed because
That's
they were perfectly set up for these nuts.
See, that's I gotta keep the suspense rolling. Cheers. It looks like you're drinking out of a soy sauce bottle.
I guarantee you, there's some weirdo out there that buys and drinks soy sauce.
I probably have.
Because there's people that drink pickle juice. Do you know those people? Have you
No,
ever seen those
yeah.
people?
They're
What they'll do is
disgusting.
they
Stop.
they don't want to eat, so they won't eat the pickles,
Fucking disgusting.
but they'll drink the pickle juice.
Ah,
Have you ever drinking pickle
no,
juice?
I don't even like pickles. It's disgusting.
But it's honestly, it's not that much different than kombucha.
Yes, it is.
No.
Yes, it is. Because there's
No,
no,
it's
fucking
not.
pickles in it.
There's no pickles in pickle juice.
There was a pickle
There was a pickle.
marinating in that juice.
You don't like cucumbers?
No,
Since when? I've seen
don't-
you eat a cucumber.
not by choice.
Who
I'll
doesn't
eat zucchini. No, I won't eat cucumbers. I'll eat zucchini.
Cucumbers are just water.
It's still gross. I don't like it. I don't eat
Is that
cucumbers.
because of that thing that one time that happened when you were a kid with the cucumber?
Yeah, it's kind of. I'll never believe anyone that it doubles as a bicycle seat ever again.
Cucumbers are delicious.
No, you know what that
Pickles-
looks like? That looks like a salad dressing bottle. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, like the kind with the flip that you put the Italian dressing in,
Mm-hmm.
shake up, and then you've got the flip top.
You know, I never understood that. You know, when you go to like Italian restaurants where there's always the bottles of oil with stuff in there. Never had that in my house.
We didn't have oil. We never like the first time I dipped bread in oil, I was like,
Oh, yeah. That's pretty good.
and then I can't remember what restaurant it was, but
If you say Olive Garden, I'm going to smack the shit out of
no,
you.
I would think it was a restaurant called No Anchovies.
Yeah.
Used to be up on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard. But that's where I learned the oil, and then you put a dab of balsamic in there.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
And even better if you have like that piece of bread with some mozzarella on top, and then you pour that on top of it.
You know what No
That's
Anchovies
living.
used to
A
have?
little bit of bruschetta.
No Anchovies used to like grill a clove of garlic and put it on your table.
Yeah.
And it was like where you could spread the actual garlic onto the.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
so good.
Yeah, that's when you get like pretty deep into it. See, the thing is like you're never gonna have real focaccia bread here. You ever had real focaccia bread?
I focaccia these nuts. I don't know.
No, man. Like real focaccia bread, it's like it's almost like think of like a fluffy pizza dough, almost like the like a deep dish pizza kind of pizza dough, just fluffier. It's not like as crusty, and then they covered it with oil, with olive oil, and they'll throw in maybe like a little bit of like rosemary and stuff on top. It's so fucking good. And you take that and you dip it into the bread.
The 2 best sandwiches I ever had were in Europe.
Yeah, they're probably on focaccia bread. You didn't know.
One was in Austria, which I told you about. Most people don't like it. Like when I tell them it, they go, "What?"
Wow.
It was the bologna sandwich.
Yeah.
The one that the lady, it was like a hot steaming loaf of bologna, and she cut a
See,
chunk.
the thing is, it's different there than it is
Yeah,
here.
but it was like an inch and a half thick. And she just slapped it between 2 pieces of bread and handed it to you. That sandwich was amazing. Nothing on it, just the meat and the bread.
Yeah.
The other sandwich that I had that was amazing was in Verona, Italy, and it was some bread, and it was just cheese, and I don't remember what kind of cheese, probably provolone, I don't know,
Yeah.
and some prosciutto,
Yeah.
and that was it.
Yeah, but that was for sure. That was like on focaccia bread, and it was heated up. Like, was it pressed panini or was it regular?
No,
panini?
it was not pressed.
But it was warm.
It was warm.
Yeah. People don't get
Like
that.
I dream of that. I dream those 2 sandwiches. Like every once in a while, they come into my
Yeah, brain.
brain, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, people don't understand that unless you've traveled and you've really just avoided going to the touristy spots and you go to a legitimate restaurant, just like a mom and pop down the street restaurant.
Well, these were just little sandwich places that I just
Yeah.
walked by and was like, I'm gonna get a sandwich.
Yeah, like you're never gonna understand the things that are available to you in this world that are brought by other cultures. It's like when you go here, you go to people are like, oh, I love Italian food. Like, you don't understand what it is. Olive Garden and all those other ones, no, they're Carrabba's. That's not Italian food. Like, if you took a real Italian person, like my parents and I will never go in there. We'll never walk in there. If you take a real Italian person there, they'll be like, what the fuck are you doing? What is wrong with you? No, we're not eating like this. You're better off taking them to like a Mexican place. But you go to Italy, you go to like Milan, you go to Parma, you go to like anywhere else, and you just go into a mom and pop stop like that and say, have this fucking sandwich. Good luck trying to be a fucking vegan when you have some legitimate prosciutto just melt in your mouth.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I actually had 2 other incredible meals on that trip that I still think about. One was lasagna in Venice. Out of this world. The place was so small that you could barely...
Yeah.
Like, we had a huge group, and we were, like, literally up against the wall.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it was crazy. And then the other one was actually on the plane ride home.
Where'd you fly?
Air Austria.
Yeah.
By the way,
What year was this?
so that was 2007.
Okay.
By the way, hottest flight attendants ever. Like, literal, like,
Yeah. See, like they still like those airlines. They still get away with
these
that
are
kind of
model
stuff. Yeah.
quality women. Like,
See,
it
that's
was,
what people don't realize. Like, what's the earliest like you've ever flown? Like, how old were you when you
I
went?
was 6, so that would have been 1979.
So do you remember what airline it was or anything?
It was an airline called People's Express. That's
Okay.
no longer around.
Yeah. So people don't realize back then you could smoke on a plane.
Yep.
You could smoke, like you could just sit there and like the seats. My dad has an old airplane seat from
That
the
has
old
the
airline.
ashtray in the
The
seat?
ashtray in the seat, and if you go on an older plane, you'll see it still there.
Yeah,
it might
it's
be
just- it's
sealed,
sealed.
stuff, but they came with ashtrays on the seat. You had to be dressed like you were going to church to go fly an airplane. You had to be dressed in a suit and tie to go flying in an airplane. Like, and then it was even worse. If you go further back, when they were first doing airlines, they were sitting on lawn chairs.
Yeah.
They weren't like seats full on seats. They were lawn chairs.
Yeah, I saw that.
Man, I remember.
I'm sure they were maybe screwed down or something into the floorboards.
I doubt it. They probably maybe they had like little like hooks or something.
Maybe, but I'm sure they were screwed down, but it didn't have seatbelts.
Yeah, for sure. You
Didn't have that
You
shit.
better have a damn good pilot. That was early on in the game too.
Yeah.
That's super early on in the game to trust.
And it's not no AC.
No, they had to have some.
No,
You don't think so?
No. What year was air conditioning created?
I want to say in like 1920s, 1910. It had to be the same time when they were like really studying surgery and stuff.
When did?
I'm saying I'm gonna go with like 1932. I don't know. I'm just throwing a number out there.
First modern air conditioner was created in 1902 in Buffalo, New York.
Hey, there you go.
But
I was closer with the 1910. I had the 19 and the 2. But the first air conditioning had to be like 1880.
no, that was the first.
No, that's the first commercially available.
No, that was the first air conditioning unit.
It was 1902.
1902.
And what was the first commercially available one?
That's what I'm looking for. But
That had to be like the 70s or 60s, right?
in 1945, Robert Sherman invented a portable in-window air conditioner that cooled heated. Yeah, so it's like
Yeah, because then I remember like reading at one point they had to stop producing them because they needed the metals for the war. But yeah, anyway, speaking of airplanes, you see what happened in Russia? That plane
the
crash. Did you see that fucking fat piece of shit
He blocked the.
that he blocked the aisles?
I don't know. Did he block the aisle?
He blocked the aisles because he was busy getting his backpack out of the overhead compartment. And he was keeping people from moving forward and getting in front of him so he could get out. And then this
Was he American or was he Russian?
No, he was Russian. And then the biggest fucking thing was this guy had the balls to go and ask for a refund on his ticket and was pissed off when they wouldn't give him a refund.
There's a special place in hell for that, dude.
Like, how big of a scope? People
40
died.
40 people.
Yeah.
40-something people?
Yeah. That many people fucking died because your fat piece of shit had to have your backpack. Like, you couldn't just say, fuck my backpack, I'm out. And then he's saying, like, oh, I want my money back. I didn't get to go where I wanted to go.
Man.
Like, you got
Did
to
see
stay
him
alive,
walking?
you piece of shit.
He looked American.
Yeah.
I thought he was American.
Speaking
of
of American, though, now get the twist. The thing that's fucking throwing me off out of this whole thing. On the flight, there was an American.
Right, I saw
from
that.
New Mexico. Who was on his way for his fucking dream job, which was being a fishing guide in Northwest Russia. Does that not seem odd to you? Like, I was having breakfast with my dad this
Not
morning.
really, because think about what the same. It's the same kind of land as.
Not New Mexico.
No, it's the same kind of land as Alaska.
Right, but here's the thing. This is where I'm getting at. Because I was having breakfast with my dad this morning when it popped up on the news, and we were both like, what the fuck? Like, something's off. This guy grew up in New Mexico, and his dream job was to be a fishing guide in Northwest Russia.
You don't know. He didn't. He might have did a lot of fishing growing up in
He did a lot of fishing
Alaska.
for sure, right? But that doesn't seem odd to you that
Well,
an
well,
American
here-
I was like all of a sudden wants to
No,
go to
because
Northwest Russia.
I'll tell you why. Because
You know
Russia-
who doesn't want to go to Northwest Russia?
Americans.
People who live in Northwest Russia don't want to fucking go to Northwest
well,
Russia.
no. Well, here's the thing. If Northwest Russia is anything like Alaska, it's rad. But
There's sane people don't even want to live in fucking Alaska.
yeah, but it's the same. Yeah, Alaska's cool though. For like Alaska's a
for
rad
that
place.
for that Best Buy, huh? That last Best Buy. They have the last Best Buy. It was in Anchorage.
Not Best Buy. There's Best Buy.
Not Best Buy, Blockbuster.
Blockbuster?
Yeah.
No, it's just no. There's like some. It's like cool land. It's like it's untouched. It's
Yeah,
untouched.
don't get me wrong, it's
And
definitely
if there's
pretty.
gonna be something that's even more untouched,
These
it's gonna,
nuts.
it's gonna
See?
it's gonna be the
Northwest Russia.
Northwest Russia.
That's what I'm saying. Like, no, I'm good. I don't want to fucking go there.
That's
Like, don't get me wrong. I'd love to go one day and just be like, I'm gonna go to Serbia. I want to go try and hunting in Serbia and go hang out there for a week and be like, yeah, fuck this, I'm out. I actually watched the documentary. This guy lived, I want to say, for either 6 months or a year in the middle of nowhere in Russia, living exactly like people did in Russia hundreds of years ago. So no technology, no nothing. But he was out there by himself. And it's all in Russian. I gotta show it to you because you'd probably find it pretty interesting. So obviously this dude did everything he needed to do to make sure that he could take off for the year and not have anything. He had this little farm set up. It's small, I don't know, probably half an acre worth of space that he had set up. Couple of goats, couple of chickens and stuff like that. And that's it. He just went. Same clothes that they wore back then, same tools. Obviously he had a GoPro or whatever camera and stuff so he could record it and do whatever he needed to do. But you can see how he slips more and more into solitude and goes a little off the rocker. And I'm not saying he went crazy, but you can tell it's someone that needed to do what he needed to do to survive as he lived by himself.
Did he start talking to himself?
Yeah. And then, so here's the thing. So he had a goat. He had a goat that he's I got to take care of the goat. It makes the milk and this, that, and the other, whatever. And he's like, that goat won't fucking shut the fuck up. He's like, I'm trying to sleep, and that goat's fucking screaming in the middle of the night, just making noise for no reason. And then all of a sudden, it cuts off.
And he's eating goat.
And he's sitting there I fucking killed the goat last night. He's he just wouldn't, I don't know what came over me. I just couldn't handle it anymore and wouldn't shut the fuck up. So I went over there, killed the goat. He's like, now I have no goat to produce milk. I don't know what I'm going to do. It's fucking crazy, dude. You got to watch it. And I remember I told you about the Japanese game show that was like that.
No.
Where the guy got put into solitude for 18 months. I never told you about this?
No.
Oh shit! It's called Denpa Shonen, right? So,
Is it like the Ed Show or what the
No clue.
what was that? What was the Truman Show?
Right, not
But
not,
he didn't have anybody with him. He was just by himself.
Yeah, so here's
and they
the thing.
watched people. He was
Yeah.
watched.
So here's what happened. So they pulled people off the street and they put them in a room and said, "Do you want to be on a TV show?" And like everyone's like, "Yeah." Everybody just wants to be famous over there. So they're like, "All right, we're gonna put your name in a box. If your name is picked, you have to get up and leave right now. You're gonna be on the show." So okay, they pick a guy. I forget what his fucking name is. Whatever. They're like, "All right, let's go." And he's like, right now? It's like, yeah, fucking let's go. Get up right now. Put this on. So they put blindfold on, earmuffs on, so you can't see where he's going, can't hear where he's going, and they drive for like hours. They're just driving. Blindfold, take him into this tiny little, literally probably the size of this, like the studio, maybe a little bit bigger, of a flat in Japan. So they put him in there, take off all his stuff, and they're like, take your clothes off. Like, excuse me? Like, take your clothes off. There's no clothes for this game show. Buck naked. So when he's in the room, there's a tiny little like table, like little coffee table with stacks and stacks of postcards. And then on the wall, like behind me, there's racks, magazine racks. Just a whole wall like it was a newspaper stand, just magazine racks. Tiny little kitchenette, tiny little bathroom. Nothing else. The bed, like the floor is just like a bedroll, is just flat, whatever bedroll like they have. So like the whole point of this game show is to see if someone can survive on things that they win from magazine contests. That's it. That's the whole thing. All you have to do is reach $10,000 worth of prize money won or prizes won, and then you're free to go.
Took him 18 months to
It
do
took
that?
him 18 months. This show became a huge hit, right? Like, no contact with the outside world other than when the mailman came to drop off stuff. So I go, here's your prize. So he's sitting there writing. He's just trying to like win whatever he's trying like to win. He just wants to win whatever, signing up for everything. Day 3 or 4, he starts to realize, fuck, I don't have any food. So he just goes into, I just need to win food. And he's just signing away. Like, and they have a little radio for him too. So he can do those contests too. And he's just, at any point in time, he could have left. He could have just gotten up, said, "I quit, I'm out." He just focused on winning food because that's the only way he was going to get to eat. At one point in time, like, he wins a giant bag of rice. So he's rationing out the rice as much as he can. And then he runs out of rice. And all he has left is dog food. So he starts eating fucking dog food. You see him get disheveled. You see, like, you literally start watching this guy slip away into just insanity. His nails are growing long because he doesn't have nail clippers. His hair, like, barely cares about taking a shower because he doesn't even need to go outside. Finally, he gets to the point where he has, like, some food that he can ration out. So he starts winning, like, tires. He wins, like, women's clothing and all kinds of other stuff. The show becomes so popular that they have to hire an entire team to follow. So there's cameras like all over the apartment. They have to follow him with like this little eggplant like emoji covering his junk because he's still naked the whole time. It's literally somebody's job to follow him with a little joystick and make sure his nuts are covered. People try to figure out where the flat is. So at one point people did find out where it was. So they come in the middle of the night, whisk him away, same thing, put him in another fucking apartment. 18 fucking months this guy lived like this, right? Come to the end of it, he wins. So I don't even think he realized. I can't remember. I can't remember whether or not he realized he won. They come in, middle of the night, they whisk him away, take him, drive a couple hours, and next thing you know, he pops up in the exact same looking flat. The exact same looking flat. He's like, what the fuck is going on? So he's sitting there, and he's all clothed. Like, they gave him clothes and stuff, and he's like, 18 months of living without clothes on, it's awkward to you. So he starts stripping all his clothes, and he's, like, waiting for someone to tell him what he needs to do. All of a sudden, the walls drop, and he's in the middle of a studio filled with fans.
Butt-ass naked?
Butt-ass fucking naked. They're all like, ah, cheering for him stuff. So obviously he's freaking out. They do this whole little party for him. They get him in the car. Like, they get him dressed back up. They get him in the car. They fly him to, like, South Korea as a celebration. Like, oh, congratulations, you won. They give him a bunch of money. And he's walking around eating kimchi. He's like, oh, I missed kimchi so much. He's just eating a shit ton of kimchi. So they let him get it, like, a bunch. And he's going away. So they take him to another spot. They put him in another fucking flat in South Korea. And they're like, this time you have to win enough money to fly back home. That's what they fucking do to this guy after 18 months. They're like, now you got to win to go back home. It became such a huge deal that the Japanese government did a crackdown on reality shows, and they called them torture shows. Like, it was considered a reality show. They called them a torture show, so now it's illegal to do that.
Oh, wow.
How fucking nuts is that, man? And if you look, you can find a
Is
couple
the
of
guy a
episodes.
celebrity now?
So he wanted to be like a comedian, and now he's a producer. He's like a fucking producer someplace. Like, he's doing like a couple of shows
He's
here
probably
and there.
plotting revenge on the producers.
I'm
of the
sure
other
it's
show.
like some kind of fucking mental
like Saw. Like he's
Yeah.
got Saw kind of stuff.
For sure. But if you look up Denpa Shonen, you might find some shows. And the whole reason for the eggplant was because his head was shaped so weird. They said it was like shaped like an eggplant.
His
So that's-
penis head?
No, his head.
Oh.
He has like a big, like weird rectangular kind of shaped head. But look up DENPA SHONEN, Denpa Shonen, and it'll pop up. I'm telling you, it's fuck. If you can find the whole series, watch it. I became like absolutely enthralled. I watch every single episode, and it's only like 18, 19 episodes. It's fucking crazy.
So let's talk some jujitsu.
So let's talk some jiu-jitsu. So actually, big news is we talked about it a couple of weeks ago, and the Submission Underground is actually coming back. They're finally doing another event. So Submission Underground 8. This is the same event Gilbert competed in. A bunch of other people competed in. And it's not a bad card. We talked a little bit about it, but we didn't have like a full card. So the event is actually on the 12th, of this month. And it's available on UFC Fight Pass finally. It's run by Chael Sonnen. Chael is like the owner of this.
Yeah.
So check out the lineup. Pat Healy versus Gilbert Melendez. We should do that. Let's take notes. Let's see. Who you got? I'll do this right now. I'm going to make up a list right now. So Sean picks and Alan picks.
I'm going Gilbert.
You're going to go with Gilbert Melendez?
Yes.
All right. Let's see. Pat Healy versus Gilbert Melendez. Like, I know Gilbert's got, yeah. I think I'll agree with you. I'll go with Gilbert on that one. All right. The next one on the card is Dennis Hallman against Craig Jones. Craig Jones. I'm going with Craig Jones. Who you got?
I'll go Craig.
Craig? All right. So far, this is a very boring
Yeah.
competition we got. The next one is Frank Mir versus Fabiano Shermer. Scherner or Shermer? Scherner.
I'll take the Brazilian.
That's a bad move.
I know Frank is good at jiu-jitsu.
The guy, Fabiano, is 11-11 in his MMA record. So I'm definitely going Frank Mir.
Feel free.
All right, and then we got Jake Ellenberger against Diego Sanchez. That's gonna be a good match.
I'm going Diego.
You gonna go Diego? All right.
When it comes to jiu-jitsu, I'm going Diego.
I'll go with Jake. I think I'll go with Jake on that one. As
All right.
much as I do respect Diego's jiu-jitsu
Yeah.
and his capability, I'm gonna go with Jake on this one. The next one, the last one, is kind of tough, but it's not. Austin Vanderford against Jake Shields.
I don't know Austin Vanderford. I do know that Jake Shields is a solid American black belt. I will go with Jake Shields.
I will agree. I'm going with Jake on that one, too. It doesn't look like that bad of a card. It looks kind of short. I'm assuming that he's probably going to have a bunch of locals beforehand. But nothing's listed here. And with these kinds of events, I'm sure that's always people are going to drop out last minute because they're scared. But it's been a good card, or not card, a good event as far as...
And Chael does a good job selling it.
Yeah. Last time, or the last card that I remember...
He was on the last card, wasn't he?
I don't know. Honestly, the last card I remember was the one that Gilbert was on, and there was like the whole thing with... who was it that came up and was talking shit? Somebody was talking shit. and like Chael was in the middle of that.
Oh yeah.
You remember? Who was it?
I don't remember who it was.
It wasn't Colby. Why do I feel like it was Colby or something? Somebody was in the crowd talking shit, and he came up into the cage, and it was like gonna start shit too. I'll have to look back.
I remember. I can see it happening. I just don't remember who it was.
Let's see. I'm gonna look it up. Stormed cage. Let's see. I remember John Jones against Dan Henderson at Submission Underground.
Right. Uriah Faber was been on it, I think.
I think it was. It must have been 5. Submission Underground 5. Let's see. Was it? Oh, it was AJ. AJ Agazam against. Who was it? Because I remember AJ was talking shit, and it pissed somebody off big time. But this thing's fucking taking forever to load.
AJ hasn't been too vocal lately.
I remember AJ challenged Chael.
I think AJ losing his MMA debut. Might have humbled him a little bit. Who knows?
I think so, but I think he's still gonna keep going. I think he's still gonna keep going and talking shit. That's just what he does. But that's the thing. I noticed though, like when he talks shit about some people, he'll keep going, and other people, even though he loses, like it's not a big deal. Like he didn't talk shit about Pulga when he fought against Pulga at Fight to Win, and then when Pulga beat him, he was super nice about it. Made like a really positive post about it afterwards. So I think he knows who he can who he could pick bones with.
Right.
What else we got for? Oh, so a few weeks ago we talked about Keenan leaving Atos, and there's not too much more information that's come out about that, but we do know that he was asked to leave, and you and I were having the debate about where he was going to go, if he was going to go train other places, and it looks to me, from what I read, that Keenan is going to look into just starting his own academy.
Which we did bring up.
We talked about a little bit, but I think I remember I pointed out the fact that he most likely just wanted to compete and wasn't going to be able to spend the time teaching and learning to compete, but it doesn't seem to be the case. So...
Yeah, what I'm wondering where he's gonna set up shop for that school.
It's gonna be in California. It has to be in California.
Why?
I mean, that's kind of where everything really is right now.
Not what dude. The thing about jiu-jitsu, it's not.
It's not, but he's not gonna go to Colorado. He's not gonna go to Texas. He's
he
not
might
gonna
go home.
Which is New York? No.
No, I think it's Maryland.
No, he's not going to go back to Maryland. I don't think so. 'Cause where is he from? I forget where he's from. Keenan Cornelius. I want to say like Hawaii or something.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yep. Originally from Hawaii. Currently based in San Diego, California.
So he moved from Hawaii to Baltimore.
Keenan K. James Cornelius is a Brazilian jiu-jitsu practitioner originally from Hawaii, and currently based in San Diego, California. He was born in Hilo, Hawaii in 1992.
That was after I graduated high school.
You old, son. Wait, yeah, you old. He's 6'2". I didn't know that.
I knew he's long and lanky.
But yeah, I don't know if he's gonna stick to San Diego, but for sure I think he's gonna stick.
Let's talk about something. What one of the reasons why he wanted to open up his own place.
Oh, why he left?
Well, not why he left, but why he doesn't want to just go somewhere else. Why he wants to open up his own place.
Well, he said from the articles that I read, the biggest thing that irked him was he didn't like the closeouts at tournaments. So for those of you who don't understand, maybe like the newer people into the fraternity, a lot of schools, when you have students in the same division, will ask. Usually, it's the lower belt is asked to, or the one that's been there the least, is asked to bow out and take the loss, so the other person can take the win.
Sometimes they'll do a coin toss.
Sometimes they'll do a coin toss. Other times it'll just be a professor's decision. And the thing with Keenan at Atos was that there's a lot of people in Atos in the same division as Keenan, and he even had to compete against Galvao at ADCC. So what's funny is that Galvao's like, oh, I'll happily give him the medal and the winning, like the prize money or whatever. I'll bow out, which didn't fucking happen. Like, he's not. I don't think Galvao would ever do that with ADCC. It makes no sense to me. Why would you not? Why would you not compete against somebody for ADCC? I think if you bowed out at ADCC like that, they would be like, you're not coming back here.
I don't know why anybody would bow out anyways.
I agree with you. I don't believe in it.
I've told my guys that if they're in the same weight division, for some reason,
right?
If they can't. If for some reason they made it to the finals, they're fighting it out, and they're not. They're not going to. My guys are cool enough that they're not going to bring that shit home.
So is that what you think really is the biggest issue with people? They think that the guys are going to bring it back into the school and becomes like an animosity.
It's gonna start animosity, and somebody's gonna end up leaving the school.
But I feel like that would bring up more animosity. Like, if for whatever reason, let's say you and I were both blue belts in the same division, and I knew that I could beat you. I beat you 8 times out of 10 when you're wearing, like, in class, right? And then come to the tournament, professor's like, no, Sean gets the W on this one. Like, Alex, you're going to have to bow out on it. Like, you're going to take the loss. Like, why? I would be more pissed. Like, why wouldn't my teacher let me compete against them? Like, let us figure out who's the, like, better.
Right, I
just
agree.
On this day.
And, or at least do the coin flip. If you want it, like, if
but
you
even
don't,
then, that would piss me off.
Look, I agree as well. I'm saying at the very least, instead of making it about seniority or anything like that, just be like, okay, look, I don't want you guys fighting each other, so let's do a coin toss.
I have seen paper, rock, scissors for it.
Yeah.
I have seen that.
Yeah, that works too. But it doesn't work. Just let the guys compete against each other. They're smart enough. People, I think what happened is,
You know what I would do?
People in Brazil the Brazilians are an emotional people.
Right.
So I could see them getting that angry and bringing it back to the school and,
right.
there being a problem. But this is.
I know some tournaments punish the schools for closeouts. Like where they're like, where one person bows out or whatever. I know that they punish some schools for that. Where they might not let them like sign up again for the next tournament or take away points and stuff like that. Yeah. I can't remember who
but
it was.
But I think any.
I think it was like the UAE Jiu-Jitsu one. I think that one was one of them.
And here's the thing. If, say for instance, you do have 2 guys in the final and they fight and one guy gets pissed and ends up leaving. You don't want that kind of guy at your school anyways.
Yeah, it's definitely a good learning experience for somebody.
It's like, So it's kind of a win-win situation.
What if it's something that happens on a regular basis? Would you think that they should go, you get one, I get one?
No. What if they're always closing out in the division?
Yeah.
No.
Like, that would piss me off if I worked so hard and I got into the finals. My teammate got into the finals too, but I know it means more to me for whatever reason.
Which it doesn't.
Oh, it doesn't. But let's say, like, maybe...
That's one of the things I hate the most about fighters, though, by the way.
You say it means more to me than...
It means more to me than anything.
But let's say...
I've worked harder than this.
Well, like, let's say this is your first time at that tournament, but I've gone for that tournament like 4 or 5 times, and I always, like, lose at it. But I'm finally in the finals. I'm finally here to win. And then it's like, nope, sorry, we're going to give it to him.
No, I think it's bullshit.
Right?
Regardless of the reason, it's bullshit. I think that if you're going to... This is jiu-jitsu, man. It's not a fight. We're not punching each other in the face. It's jiu-jitsu.
Sometimes it happens. Just ask Herbert Santos.
You roll hard with these people anyways.
Yeah.
So, what's the difference if it's for a medal or not? So just do it. Quit being babies about it. That's what that is. It's
Yeah.
like, everybody gets a medal. No, let the person that deserves the gold take home the gold.
If anything, it should drive someone to come back and get better,
Or
to at
lose
least
weight,
beat that person.
or say, "Oh, look, dude, I'm tired of losing to you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lose weight.
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna gain weight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't disagree on it. I understand why some people make that decision, but I would just be like, no, compete, go. You're gonna go up against each other. Like, that's it. I know that, going with what I said before, I know that there's other ones that do punish you, that if they look like you threw the match, then they disqualify both. That I know, like, comes up too.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's funny is we were talking the other day at the school, and somebody was talking to me about names in jiu-jitsu. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
They go, don't you have a podcast about jiu-jitsu? I go, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know the names.
What were they asking you?
Like they were telling me names of the people who were in some final. I'm like, all right. And I'm like, no, I don't know the names.
Yeah.
I go, I know the big names.
Yeah.
I go,
That's one of the things. Like, you could go super deep, but I mean, you're not gonna remember everybody's
no,
fucking
I'm not gonna
names.
remember anybody's names.
You might, like, I mean, I watch a lot of jiu-jitsu, and even I'm like, I can't remember everybody. I can
No.
remember some names here and there that pop up, but I mean, to sit there and get so deep where you memorize all these people, you know who's who and from what school and stuff like that, either you are truthfully obsessed, or you just don't have shit else to do.
I know, like, for instance, I know Galval and I know Keenan Cornelius were out at Atos.
Uh-huh.
And now that Keenan Cornelius is gone, I know that Andre Galval is at Atos. I don't know who else is at Atos.
Right.
I don't know who's at Art of Jiu-Jitsu
But
other
you know-
than the Mendez brothers.
But you know who's at, like at Cyborgs. You know who's over at Pulgas. You know who's over at maybe a Gracie Baja or something like that.
I know the people who are at the people who I know.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I know.
But you know them because you're close to them in one way or another, or they're within like your circle of people that you know.
Right, but there's people like when they're listening to other jiu-jitsu podcasts and how they go into.
I see. That's the thing. Like, a lot of those like podcasts are bullshit because they sit down and they pretend like they're just coming up off of the cuff, and they're like been sitting there like they have their stuff scripted.
Or regardless, I'm not doing that kind of research either.
No, man. We do it because we like talking about it.
Right.
And if we don't remember it, we'll look it up. Like, so it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, I mean, I was having the conversation yesterday too. There, like, people are talking about, oh, do you guys watch a lot of jiu-jitsu? And a lot of people are like, no, honestly, I don't watch a lot of jiu-jitsu. I might try and learn some move. I might look up a move to learn it. But this is not me talking. This is somebody else. I'm like, I do. I watch a shit ton of jiu-jitsu because I am that kind of person that I like to see what's going on, and I like to see the move that's about to happen, and I pick and choose what I like. And then if I want to try it, I'll try it in my own game.
See, I ebb and flow. Like, I'll watch jiu-jitsu a lot for like a month,
And then nothing.
and then nothing for like 8 months.
Yeah, it happens.
It's just like it just doesn't. I'd rather watch Black Summer on Netflix, which was rad, by the way.
I mean, if anything, now I've been watching more and more of, and I got more into, was rock climbing. I spent 4 hours the other day rock climbing. I was fucking
Like, that Free
exhausted.
Solo movie has gotten everybody.
No. I like climbed before. It's just lately, after we had what's his face on here, homie.
Alex,
No,
Jason.
And we were talking about like grip strength and stuff like that. I was like, you know what? Like, I know rock climbing would definitely help out on my grip strength and stuff. And I don't have to sit there and do the same stupid exercises. I can actually go do something. So I started going. A lot. We've gone like maybe 4 or 5 times now. And it's, man, like my grip strength, like for sure has grown, like big time. Like literally after like the second or third time someone mentioned it, which is kind of weird because no one ever said your grip strength's strong. I'm like, Yeah, it's kind of got stronger, right? It's not just me. Because, like, now I can hold, like, the wrists more. I used to always be able to hold on to the collar pretty decent, but being able to hold the wrist more, I think, is more show of, like, once I have it, I have it.
I've always had good grip strength.
But you doing from football and wrestling and stuff, you get used to doing it.
Not really. Not really. I didn't like football. You don't really use grip. Like you don't. There's no grips. Wrestling, there's really no grips.
You got your Viking workouts.
Yeah, that's that. The Viking. But I'm saying even before I started doing the Viking
Yeah.
workouts.
Well, you're a big dude. I mean, you better have a strong grip.
Yeah, I
by
mean,
then.
I just
Your biceps getting a little flabby though. You gotta get back on that.
You are crazy, son.
I mean, look at that. Look at that fold right there.
I've always had that fold.
No, definitely
That
not.
fold has always been there.
No, definitely not. You can tell. Look, watch. Straighten your arm out. Look at that. See that crease right there? Notice that crease wasn't there before?
I don't know what you're talking about.
See, like that. See, I've had those creases there before. They're there. They have that permanent
I've
mark.
always had those creases.
It's all right, dude.
My biceps are
You're-
bigger now than they've ever
You got
been.
your guns deflated. That's cool.
Look at that.
They used to be the guns
Oh.
of the Navarone. Now they're like the guns of
They're guns of two Navarones.
They're like the squirt guns on a bumper boat.
Speaking of guns, let's talk about guns and strength. And since we're there, because this is good, segues perfectly into what I wanted to talk about.
You wanted to talk about guns?
No, talk about strength. And so, one of the videos that made the rounds this week was Tex Johnson breaking the bat with the Kimura,
Oh
grip,
yeah,
which was impressive.
cool.
You know what wasn't impressive? The 40 other guys I saw doing it afterwards because they had to they had to try it.
Yeah,
Dude, all I could think of was Bloodsport.
yeah.
When
Where he, like-
when Bolo says, "Brick don't hit back."
Yeah,
You know, it was like so you can break a bat.
yeah.
Well, it's kind of just science.
Well, that's like fucking Bruce Lee said at boards. Don't take the back.
Yeah, it's just like it was cool when Tex Johnson did it. It was impressive, and I
Yeah.
get everybody else wanting
He's
to
not the
try
first guy to do it. I mean, there's Muay Thai guys that kick it. They've
it. Right,
kicked
I've
it a
seen
bunch
it.
of times.
Oh, even Hans.
I've seen guys see like one is okay, you broke it. I've seen a guy break 2 or 3 with a kick.
Yeah.
So-
I watched Hans Molenkamp do it the other day.
Yeah.
Just like on the streets in New York, he did.
So if I did it, could I sit there and post and tag text, be like, not that impressed, bro?
You could.
If I was like, oh, I should do it. Can we go get a bat?
Sure.
Can you? How funny would it be if you do it, but you got a fake bat on purpose, like a cork bat? You're like, bam! And it's like, is that cork? Turn the camera off. Turn the camera off.
I got a better idea.
Uh,
Do it with a plastic bat and have somebody off camera with two pieces of 2x4
Just snap
and go
it.
smack.
see, there you go.
There it is. Broke the bat. But it's like it was no. I'm not lying. It was impressive the first time I saw it.
It's it's.
I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
But then when I saw, and I'm not kidding you, it was all over my feed. People
Just doing it.
Just doing it.
Yeah, it's kind of like tearing a phone book apart. Like when you first see it, you're like, oh man, that guy's strong, and you realize, oh, there's a science behind it. You're using leverage. Yeah, I'm not that impressed by it anymore.
Yeah. Well, and it wasn't so much that. It's just like, I hate copycatters. Just like
I mean, they're trying to do a challenge too. It's no different.
no. But look, what I hate, like one of my least favorite things is the people that have the art of jujitsu, the circle art that they have on the wall. Like, there's tons of schools that, like, if you look up, there's tons of schools that have that
Right.
because they saw, like, they have an all white
Yeah, layout.
gimmick and they have this artwork. And meanwhile, they have no idea that artwork was created by a skateboard.
Yeah.
And paint and wheels and
Well,
like,
it's the same thing like the Great Waves. How many people you see at the Great Wave and they have no clue about even who made it or anything?
that was actually made out of wood.
Yeah. So, and then people don't even realize that the version that they have might be like a fake copy that doesn't have all the details the other ones. Like you always see the Great Wave, but then you won't see the
people,
guys
the guys
in the
in the
boat.
boat.
So, I mean, it happens. It's one of those things. It's like, especially nowadays with the internet. Like, I wouldn't get upset. I wouldn't get worked up over other people trying to do the break a bat challenge. You
I don't
know?
get upset. I'm just like, give me a break. All right.
Whatever. Look at you. You post yoga photos. How many people sit there and post the same fucking yoga photos?
I'm not trying to impress anybody with the yoga photos, though.
Come on.
Dude.
Don't you? You're the one that sits there and brags about your followers.
When have I ever bragged about my followers?
What? Are we gonna?
Never. Yeah.
Oh,
Go ahead.
come on.
Go ahead.
You never sat there and said, "Oh, you know, people like what I post up."
They do. They message me and tell me.
Right now, it's like bragging about
That's
it.
not bragging. That's true. That's saying what they said.
Oh,
Like
okay.
whenever I post something and then one of my boys says something like, "Oh, so you gotta post a selfie or with your
Yeah.
inspirational quote." Blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah.
Who's
Well,
the hashtag no electrons?
meanwhile, I'm getting IMs all the time saying how.
Like how much to see your feet? How much for your armpit? You sick fuck.
No, but I do. I get messages all the time. People thanking me for what I put out there. So I'm going to continue.
Yeah, they're
to
like,
put it
"Thanks for the beat off material, Bear. Thanks."
No. So, but it's not like, again, I just think it's anytime.
Do you hold on?
You do
to
something.
be honest. When's the last time you got some dude trying to hit on you on Instagram?
Oh, I don't know. It's
Because I remember you told us one time some dude hit you up and he was trying really hard. Didn't he? Didn't you end up? You got dick pics for sure. You got dick pics.
No.
Yeah.
no,
There was some dude that was trying to hit on you on Instagram.
no. It wasn't Instagram. It was Facebook. So,
Okay, so what happened?
I didn't. It went.
He didn't keep on hitting you up.
No, because I was
Did he
like,
say you fucking tease bitch?
no, but no. He knew I was married.
Uh huh.
He knew that I was a straight man, but I think
He's just trying to turn you out.
he was trying to turn me out. Yep. Because he asked me, "How do you know you don't?" He gave me the, "How do you know you don't like it if you've never tried it?" I'm like,
Oh, you're like, oh, fair enough.
and I was like, I was just like, I go, look, I got a terrible gag reflex, and when
He's like-
anything comes near my butt, I clench up. So
Maybe he's wanting you to take him to Pound Town.
no, no.
Oh man, what would you do if you were like sitting there at a tournament and you just started up an argument with someone? You're like, "Oh, this guy's a real cool guy," and then like next thing you know, he just starts putting his hand on your lap. Like, what are you doing after the tournament?
I would politely.
You would politely. You wouldn't be like, "Bro, get your fucking hand off my leg."
No, because I'm not like that. Because I'm not. Because it doesn't. I'm not afraid of their sexuality towards me. It probably happens so often. But I'm not afraid of their sexuality towards me. So I would just politely position my hand where he could not do that again.
Right?
And I'd be like, "Nah, I'm
good,
I'm
thanks.
good, thank you."
Papa's full for the day.
And I don't and I don't know why. Like, I don't understand what it is that make them think that I
You
would.
got the bear look. You got
I know, no. It's not even that. That makes them think that I would go, meh. I'll
you
try
never
it
know.
on.
I mean, you never know. You catch someone, you catch someone at the right time at
There's
the party.
no time you will ever catch me.
I told you that happened to me.
What?
That like these two dudes were trying to get me back at their apartment.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah, or no, not really.
Yeah,
I never told you that.
You would have been locked in like a pair of finger
Dude, I
cuffs.
freaked the fuck out when I realized what was going on. I never told you that. I
No.
told you that.
No.
It was when I was on tour. Oh man, I'll save that story for another time. But I freaked the fuck out because I was just having a normal conversation with someone, and then I realized, oh, no, that's not the way this is going. No, that's not where I was trying to take this conversation.
Dude, I had a dude put his hands all over my chest in front of Tracy in a bar.
Yeah.
Like,
What'd
like,
she do? Nothing.
She started laughing.
Right.
But it wasn't like, so what he did, he was the boyfriend of one of our friends who was the dude. He was
Right.
gay. They were, and
Well, yeah.
he they were a full on gay couple, but he saw my tattoos
like,
and he unbuttoned my shirt and he was like,
Okay,
and
see,
he's
it takes.
moving-
Hold on, stop. Because it takes a while to go button by button.
He didn't go that. No, I was down to here and he could glimpse. So he unbuttoned the other one and he like opened my shirt and he was like,
So
moving.
some guy just randomly reached out to you, said, "Hey."
I knew the dude. No, I knew
Okay,
the
but
dude.
even then,
But I wasn't
bro.
expect-
If I came up to you and I started undoing your button, you'd be like, "What the fuck are you doing, dude? Get the fuck away from me!"
You, yeah,
exactly. That's what
I
I'm
was-
saying.
but
But
thi-
this guy, you were like, "Oh, well, I
No,
want to see where
I'll
this
tell
is
you what
going."
happened. It was so, like,
Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. That was that moment. He caught you slipping. You were like, oh, well, let's see where this goes.
No, it wasn't even that. Listen,
But you let it happen.
No, because I was so like I didn't
Exactly.
I didn't
See,
understand.
you didn't
what
understand
was
what was going on.
I
You were
was like,
questioning it.
I thought he was
like,
looking at something on my
This
shirt.
isn't normal, but I'm letting it happen. That's what was going
No,
on.
I didn't react fast enough.
Exactly.
Is what it was. Like my brain wasn't
See?
processing.
He caught
what
you.
was,
That was that moment. If it was like that,
and then
you
he
could have
like
gone.
opened
either-
my shirt and
Yeah.
he was like moving my shirt out of the way so he could see my tattoos, and I was like,
Hey,
I
like what you see?
no, I was up against because I was in a booth
And you were up against the wall.
No, I was up against. I was in a booth. I was in the Brogue down in Lake Worth.
See?
And I was like,
You got cornered.
and I was up against the wall or not the booth, and I was like, probably looked like a deer in headlights.
Yeah.
Tracy was sitting to the right of me, just cracking up, and I'm like,
You
"Eh."
got caught. You got caught in that questionable moment. That seed was planted. You're like, this is wrong, but it feels so right.
No, it
kind
did
of
not
moment.
feel right. It felt all kinds of wrong.
Clearly not. If you let it go that far, like how close did he get to your face before you finally realized? Like, no. He got pretty close, didn't he?
No, he didn't get
was
close
like,
to my face at
Hey,
all.
Sean, just let it happen.
No, it wasn't even anywhere near that. He was just admiring the work and then like, the tattoo work. He was admiring the
You
tattoo
put in a
work.
lot of reps, all I see.
No, he's admiring the tattoo work, and so it was just one of those
Did he
moments.
get you flustered?
What?
He got you flustered?
He got me flustered. I was
Exactly.
totally flustered.
Yeah.
Because nothing like that had ever happened to me in my life, and I was like,
you felt that like being 14 again. You felt that rush when that girl came in for that first kiss.
it would be a lot cooler than that, but it wasn't. I was just like, I was like, as weird as this might sound, I understand what a woman feels like. I understand, like, you know what I'm saying?
What are you even talking about right now?
Like when you hear women talk about like
getting like pressured and stuff.
getting pressured, like and
So you couldn't say no?
unwanted advantages.
Advances.
Sorry, unwanted advances. I
What
was
did you get?
just
Like 2 points for this, or what? Was it a sweep?
Yeah.
It was a sweep. He swept you off your feet. He was going in for that choke.
I was like, and then when it was done, I was like,
Did he do the Crocodile Dundee and give you the whole
no.
checkup?
But when he was done, I was like,
When he was done,
When he was done,
hold on, what was he doing that all of a sudden he was done?
he just looked at it and he was done, and then he kind of like backed away, and like. I did like the button of shame. I started buttoning my shirt up. It was.
He didn't make any comments. He just came, touched you, and walked away. That was all.
No. He was like, "Oh, I liked your work. It's nice." And yeah,
That
What are you
was.
gonna do?
Well, you were gonna say no is what you were supposed to do. It's like, excuse me, sir.
Well, hey,
hands to
maybe I'm
yourself.
just secure enough in my sexuality. that it
Clearly
didn't
not,
bother me.
because you
What
had
do you
that.
mean?
Because you had that moment where you were like, "I'm gonna let this happen." Let's see
No,
where this
there was
goes."
no. I was just frozen. It wasn't that I let it
You were
happen.
just admired, like you were.
I
just,
was frozen because this.
You were
was,
on that. Is this where I take the plunge?
No,
or do
I was like, is this?
Do I walk back?
What
off
do
the
I
cliff?
like? No, you have this crisis of, well, do I push the dude away? Do I what like? You don't know what
You
to
wanted
do.
to turn him down, but not offend him because you
Right.
were flattered by his advances.
and more than that, he was part of the group that we saw on a regular basis. So it was like, if I
It's like, well, I don't like him
here,
like that, but I still like him. I still want to hang out with him
well,
again.
and if I freak out here, are we going to be ostracized from the group? You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of variables that you just don't know.
I don't think I've ever been in that situation. So
Most people have it. Most dudes have it. But there's something about me, like I told you about that dude that stopped his car in the middle of the street.
yeah, no, I mean I've seen the cat calls and stuff that you get. It's pretty funny.
It's crazy.
I mean the best was still the beer fest. Like walking out of beer fest, and it was just like every like 20 steps, some girl was like yelling something at you. Like, and I can attest to it because I was a witness to it. It really did happen. Like every 20 steps, some random girl would come up and say something to you, or there was the girl that like popped her head out of the
Out the
car.
car window.
Yeah, that was pretty awkward.
when
Like
she
if
said,
you would have
"What-"
told me, for sure would have been like, yeah, okay,
right.
whatever, bro.
No, I am Will Ferrell and the other guys. Do you ever remember that? Where like
Would
he
you
had
please shut up?
he had the hottest wife.
Yeah.
And like hot chicks liked him.
Yeah.
But Mark Wahlberg was like, "What?"
Yeah, he was like, "Shut up, Sharon." Like, was it Sherry was talking to me or something?
Gator.
Yeah, God, that's so bad.
Gator don't want none.
Gator don't want none. That's pretty funny. What would you do if you were like in a tournament and somebody started doing that to you?
Doing what?
They just started like whispering like stuff like that, and you're like, "Shh, I want to do dirty things to you after this tournament." What would you do
During the match?
Like in the match?
I put him to sleep.
No. Like, would you say something? Would you be like, "Hold on, time out, bro. You can't do that."
No, I'd laugh it off.
Would you?
Yeah, because I wouldn't want them to think they were renting space in my head for free. You know what I'm saying? You're not getting inside my head.
Next time we roll, I'm gonna do that to you.
Go ahead.
I'm just gonna like pretend like I'm trying to like take you down or take your back, and I'm just gonna stay there and make it like awkward. Just whisper.
No, that's fine.
I'll start singing "Careless Whisper" in your ear.
Dude, that's still one of my favorite.
It's a great song.
No, I'm not talking about the song. I'm talking about the guy that was dressed up had a mullet. And he's just walking around to places with the saxophone and started singing or started playing "Careless Whispers" on the saxophone.
That's a great fucking song, though. I mean, let's be honest.
There's a lot of good songs out there by people we wouldn't admit that we really like.
I don't admit to it. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
A good song is a good song. I don't have much other news other than PFL announces 3 events for the year. So that means the homie Ryan Loco is going to be busy. We got one. What's today? Today's the 7th. So there's one on the 9th. There's one on May 23rd. And then there's one June 6th. So he's going to be a busy man. They're actually all up in New York at the NYCB Live. Those should be pretty good. And then, did you watch the UFC Ottawa card this past weekend?
I did.
It was boring as fuck.
Well, it's Ottawa.
Yeah, well...
Ottawa looks really cool. Like, it's a cool town, though. Like, a little, like, chill town.
Vancouver's still the place to go if you've never been there.
I haven't been to Vancouver.
Vancouver is pretty. It's a good spot.
Quebec, I've been to Nova Scotia. I've been to Toronto.
I still got to go to Toronto. Donald Cerrone beat Ali Aquinta. That was a tough fight.
That was not a boring fight.
That was a good match. And then Derek Brunson versus Elias Theodorou.
That Elias Theodorou's got the most awkward style ever.
You saw that? I think he was so afraid.
That's how he fights every fight.
I don't think it's like exactly like that.
Yes.
No, because
he's always running and like these weird ass kicks and like
Kevin's one of his coaches.
Kevin who?
Did you ever meet Kevin?
I don't know.
He would come by Jocko and Hard Knocks once in a while. Young black dude. He worked with like Henry. If you saw his face, you'd recognize him. Yeah, but he works with him a lot.
Not Evan.
Evan, not Kevin. Evan.
Oh, so Evan.
Evan, yeah.
Striking Concepts.
Yeah, Striking Concept. He's the man. Yeah, if you want to see some cool striking stuff, follow Striking Concepts
Evan's
on
a cool
Instagram.
dude. He used to take my class.
Yeah, no, he's a good dude. Yeah. That's like what peer pressured the shit out of him to start doing jiu-jitsu. But he's also one of those people that he's willing to go and start learning and like try stuff out and learn it. Too bad we couldn't keep Corey doing it. We got Corey to do jiu-jitsu a couple of classes. Not with you, but he did them at Combat Club.
No.
I rolled with him once. He's like, yeah, I'm not doing this anymore. And I remember he was super strong. I was like, Corey, what did I tell you? If you use strength, I'm going to use mine. And mine's going to work better than yours this time around. And he's like pushing really, really hard. I'm like, not this time. If we were weightlifting, you'd have him beat. Not right now. And I sent him flying. But
Corey's a cool dude, man.
yeah, he's a good dude, man. He's getting like a lot of recognition, so shout out. I gotta hit him up, see how he's doing. But that's it, man. That's all I got. I finally got to see Captain Marvel this
What'd
past
you think?
week. You know what? I thought it wasn't that bad.
That's exactly what I said. It wasn't that bad.
It
wasn't
amazing, but it wasn't a bad movie. I think they just kind of overdid it with the jokes and the gags.
And I found it weird that they made the Skrulls good guys.
Yeah. Like, it was kind of weird.
That was weird.
I think they had to do it to get the twist that they wanted, but...
Or maybe they wanted to...
set it up for some laughter.
I don't know. but it just did
could
not
be.
make sense.
It could be where they do like they made them look like good guys so they could do the old switcheroo on the next
But
one.
and then they made her one of the most powerful, or the most powerful
Yeah.
person
In the universe,
in the,
Marvel
universe. It's
yeah.
like,
It doesn't really work that way.
no.
I think it was kind of getting the.
Have you seen Avengers yet?
No, that's why I want to watch Captain
Oh
Marvel.
my
I
God.
know. Don't tell me. I like this weekend. It's gonna happen this weekend. I'm gonna go watch it.
There was a part
Don't tell me anything.
that
Don't
made me like
don't tell me.
was so awesome. Like it was
I still gotta watch.
when it happened. Like the whole crowd
Went nuts.
went nuts.
Yeah, that was like the scene in when
I tell you
the
what it
Hulk
is?
when the Hulk beat up Loki. Everyone
Yeah.
like went nuts for that scene. Yeah.
No, this one kept going.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna watch it this weekend. I'll probably tomorrow.
Well, let's see if you can guess it.
No, stop.
No,
Come on,
wait,
stop.
Let's see what happens.
Actually, no. Total side note. Did you watch Game of Thrones again?
Yes.
Did you see the Starbucks cup?
I didn't look close enough. I didn't give a
There's
shit.
the Starbucks cup, and they're actually going back, and they have to they're gonna edit it out now.
I would leave it in. I'd be like, screw you guys.
No, it's free product placement. They couldn't do it. Now, if they were smart, maybe they did that on purpose, and they were gonna do a partnership with Starbucks, where there's gonna be a Game of Thrones themed cup of coffee. That would be smart. If I was Starbucks, it'd be like, fucking get the
Get to the
the Daenerys cup.
yeah,
Get
the
there would be one for each house. Give me the House Targaryen
Lord
coffee.
Lord Marmont latte.
Yeah, right. No, but I'll watch them all.
No,
I'm gonna watch-
wait.
No, I'm not
No,
gonna do it.
no.
Stop.
Look.
I'm not going to.
No, look.
I'm not going
It's
to.
been foreshadowed in the
not
other
going to.
movies.
Oh, yeah, how about this? I'll tell you this, though. What I am fucking pissed off about is the fucking piece of shit who thought it was a good idea to put the trailer for Spider-Man in front of the Captain Marvel movie. Because if you're watching Captain Marvel, that means you haven't seen Avengers yet. So there you go. There's your fucking spoiler, you fucking piece of shit. Who the fuck does that? Who thinks that's a good fucking idea? How fucking stupid is that? Is that
I just sounded like the penguin.
But is that not fucking stupid?
Well, maybe you should have seen the movie by now.
Granted, yes, I will take my responsibility in that half of the thing, but it's still like,
You
hey,
realize-
if you're watching Captain Marvel now, that means you didn't watch that
In
movie.
2
Let's
weekends,
not fuck it up.
It has made over $2
Billion.
billion
Yeah, of
dollars.
course. People have been like clamoring for this movie for years. now.
$2 billion.
Okay, but take away how much it cost, how much everybody gets paid.
It's still pennies. Pennies.
It's merchandising where the money comes in. It's the merchandising that comes in.
Normally, this is a whole new world, bro.
So that movie must have cost what, like 500 million to make,
Probably
250
500
million.
Anywhere between 300 and 500 million. to
All right,
make.
and that's probably still not including all the like ins and outs of everything else that you need to do it, and then all the marketing behind it and stuff like that. Like that costs a bunch of money. So out of, let's say, the what, $2.1 billion is what it made, it probably really profited close to $1 billion.
No, way more than that.
Like, okay, I'll give it like 1.5.
Let's see what we could. The beauty of the internet is we can see what the budget was on the movie.
Now the budget doesn't mean that's how much they spent. They could have gone way over budget.
Well, of course, but I'm saying we can know.
Can you kill whatever that fucking bug is
No,
on
I
the
don't
wall?
kill bugs. You know that.
All right, I'm killing it. While you look that shit up.
So the budget, $356 million.
Again, that's what they.
So all in, they're probably about 500 million. All in with marketing
So yeah, so
and press junk, that whole thing.
For sure, they pocketed 1.5,
$1.5 billion.
and that's still not
that's
out
only-
of the movie theater.
That's still only been
2 weeks.
no, not even 2 weeks. Thursday it'll be 2 weeks.
So Thursday it'll be 2 weeks. And I don't think it's gotten worldwide release yet. I think it still has to be released in Europe.
I don't know, but it's nuts.
Yeah. So remember, when they give you that number, that's not worldwide. That's giving you
But
just
let's
U.S.
talk.
numbers.
Let's talk. It's been foreshadowed. Let's just see if you guess. I'm not going to tell you if you're right or not.
No, I'm not going to.
No. Yes.
I'm not going to.
Let's just see
I'm
if
really
you're-
not going to. I'm really not going to.
Something's been
I'm
foreshadowed.
happy for you. I'm really not going to. I'm
Something-
really not
something's
going
been
to.
foreshadowed.
Don't listen. I'm making this promise right now. If you keep going with this conversation, every single movie that comes out from now on that you might be interested in, I will make sure
You are
that
full
I
of
get.
shit. I could do this all day.
I guarantee
No.
you. You know that I. You know
No,
that
you
I
won't.
would be that petty.
No, you won't.
That I will find
No, you won't.
every bootleg before it comes out.
No, you won't.
And I will send you
Lies.
the very end of every
It wouldn't
single
bother me
movie.
at all.
Yes, it would. I
No, it
know
would
it would.
not.
Yes, it would because I've watched you flip out when you said when people were about to throw out spoilers for other movies. I've
No,
watched,
never.
Yes,
Never.
100%.
Never.
Well, I'm telling you, I don't want to hear this spoiler. I don't
I don't want
to.
to. I'm not going to tell you the spoiler.
I still don't want to talk
But
about it
there-
because I want to
there-
watch the
there-
movie. I want to
well, I
enjoy the
understand.
movie.
You will.
Without looking at the part. Oh, that's the part we were talking
No.
about.
What I want you to
No.
think about is something that's
All
been
right.
foreshadowed.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. I'm cutting the podcast because Sean's gonna be a dick.
Pussy.
All right.
He's a pussy.
Follow the sponsors. Shout out to Chocoloha, Giraffe Choke, and Jiu Jitsu Soap Co. Nomad Surf. Thank you guys for all the support. Make sure you give them a follow. And make sure you subscribe to the podcast. Go pick up a shirt. Shut the fuck up and roll.
And everybody
shirt.
that's
And we'll
listening.
catch you later.
Everybody
Peace.
that's listening.